Caleb Wilson might not be the consensus #1 pick in the 2026 NBA draft, but after this season, a lot of fans are starting to ask the same question: why not? Because when you really break down his game, the talent jumps off the screen. The size, the speed, the defense, the explosiveness. Caleb Wilson looks like the kind of player NBA teams spend years searching for, a modern two-way forward who can completely change the identity of a franchise. At 6'10" with a wingspan over 7 feet, Wilson already has elite physical tools. But what makes him special isn't just the measurements, it's how naturally he impacts the game. Every possession, every sprint down the floor, every defensive rotation, he plays with an energy that's impossible to ignore. This season at North Carolina, Wilson averaged nearly 20 points, 10 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and 1.4 blocks per game while shooting 58% from the field. Those numbers alone are impressive. But the eye test might be even more convincing. Defensively, he was everywhere. Opponents shot just 34% when he was nearby, and his ability to switch across multiple positions made him one of the most feared defenders in college basketball. Guards struggled to get around him. Bigs struggled to finish over him. And in transition, Wilson turned defense into instant offense. Before his injury, he actually led the NCAA in dunks. That's where things get really exciting for NBA scouts. Wilson thrives in the open floor. According to Synergy, he converted an unbelievable 70% of his transition possessions this season. That's not normal efficiency, that's elite. It's why so many people believe he could be a perfect fit for a fast-paced NBA team like the Indiana Pacers. Imagine Tyrese Halliburton pushing the ball up court, Caleb Wilson sprinting the wing, and defenders having to choose between stopping the lob or protecting the rim. That's nightmare fuel for opposing teams. And even offensively, where critics still have concerns, the upside is obvious. Right now, Wilson is more of a two-level scorer. He's excellent around the rim, dangerous in the mid-range, and relentless on the offensive glass. He finished 68% of his attempts at the basket this season and constantly created extra possessions through hustle and athleticism. But the biggest question remains the three-point shot. Wilson shot just 27% from deep, and that's the one thing keeping some analysts from placing him firmly in the top 3 conversation. In today's NBA, spacing matters. Teams want forwards who can stretch the floor consistently. Still, many scouts believe his shooting mechanics are workable, and that his touch around the basket suggests there's room for growth. The other concerns: ball handling and shot creation. He's not yet the kind of player who can isolate at the top of the key and create his own offense whenever he wants. But honestly, he may not need to be. Because what Wilson already brings is incredibly valuable: elite defense, rebounding, transition scoring, athleticism, toughness, and nonstop effort. Those are winning traits. Those are playoff traits. And fans are starting to notice. Across social media, many are calling Wilson the hidden superstar of the draft class. Some believe he has the highest defensive ceiling in the entire draft. Others think he could become one of the NBA's best two-way forwards if his jumper develops even slightly. And maybe that's what makes Caleb Wilson so fascinating. He's not a perfect prospect. He still has weaknesses. He still has areas to polish. But sometimes the most dangerous players are the ones whose ceiling feels limitless once everything clicks. Because if the shooting improves, if the handle tightens, if the offensive game keeps evolving, the NBA might look back at this draft and wonder how Caleb Wilson ever fell outside the top 3. Hamare Channel Co-subscribe Karna Matt Bulna.